What's up, everybody? John Sharmiho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Cardiac Arrest, entitled The Day That Death Prevailed. This is released on Memento Mori Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they're based out of Chicago, Illinois, and I've talked about this band a whole bunch of times on this channel throughout the years, and with every single release and every single time this band makes its presence felt, I begin to have more and more respect, admiration, and appreciation for what this band does. This band definitely represents the true core of what death metal is all about. In terms of musicianship, in terms of vocals, in terms of lyrics, in terms of just overall keeping things true to the roots. And that's what this band has done for almost 2+ decades now. And they've been so unbelievably consistent over the years. I mean, of course, I remember the first time I ever heard this band was with Haven for the Insane. I absolutely enjoyed how raw and unbelievably punishing that record was. But then, of course, you had everything that predated that and everything that came after Haven for the Insane with albums like Morgue Mutilation and Cadaverous Presence. And then this band just seemingly getting better and better with time with albums like Vortex of Violence and Death Shall Set You Free. And the last time we had heard something from this band back in 2018 with A Parallel Dimension of Despair. Absolutely phenomenal album all the way through and through. Definitely still worth repeated listens all this time later. And of course this band stays busy and consistent. They recently did some splits with the likes of bands such as Surgikill and Coffins. Both very, very top-notch splits. But now Cardiac Arrest are back, and we have their 7th full-length album entitled The Day That Death Prevailed. It's 9 tracks, and it clocks in at around 31.5 minutes in length, and one of the big takeaways from listening to this album is the fact that this is the shortest Cardiac Arrest album to date. I like the fact that there is a less is more sort of approach going on here with this album. But upon listening to the opening moments of Thrive on the Fear, you already know what you're going to be in for with a band like Cardiac Arrest. And these guys, once again, showcase why they are one of my favorite death metal bands in not only America, but the world. Absolutely incredible listen. Musically, these guys know exactly what they're doing, and they're on top of their game. Every single riff, solo, chord, it just sounds amazing. I mean, you hear it on songs like Birth of Hideki, Plague-Ridden Density, Eradicate the Masses. You just hear some fantastic guitar playing going on throughout this entire album. And with each single song, whether it goes faster or more slower or mid-paced, these riffs sound amazing. And that is one of the key points that make Cardiac Arrest sound so awesome, are these really well-played and intricate sorts of guitar riffs going on throughout this album. It's really awesome. The bass work on here is very good too. That's another thing that makes Cardiac Arrest shine and stand out, is the fact that there's very clear and audible bass to be heard throughout this entire album. The way this album is produced and mixed, it definitely adds a little bit of attention to detail to all of the instruments sounding really good, especially when it comes to the guitar and bass work. I think it's really awesome. It's very pummeling, it's very loud, it's in your face. It definitely has that Chicago death metal edge going for it. When it comes to the drumming is very top-notch here, especially for some of these shorter length songs. Really fantastic drumming, lots of awesome blast beats, lots of great fills, very natural sounding drum performance, and I really appreciate what's being done here with these drums. And when it comes to the vocals, it's the typical Cardiac Arrest vocal delivery, very low, roaring sorts of vocals mixed with some depraved screams here and there. Everything blended and mixed together sounds really nice too. But then, of course, that's what makes Cardiac Arrest also really good, is how charismatic and in-your-face these vocals are. It's very entertaining to listen to, and I definitely feel like we get a lot more greatness being woven with an album like The Day That Death Prevailed. So overall, I think this is another really awesome album in the Cardiac Arrest discography. Like I said, this has been one of my favorite death metal bands for I don't know how long now. They keep getting better and better with time, and they keep evolving and getting more in touch with how awesome they are as a band. Sick riffs, sick bass tones, amazing vocals, lots of awesome stories to be woven here. I don't know if I like this, honestly, if I like this one more than I did A Parallel Dimension of Despair, but I definitely think that this band can do no wrong. And if you're into Cardiac Arrest, or if you're into traditional death metal, Cardiac Arrest is the way to go. So, if I had to think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Thrive on the Fear, Birth of Hideki, Plague-Ridden Density, A Call for Violence is another really fantastic track. Just a well-balanced death metal album. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Boris Records Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally. It is available physically in a wide multitude of physical formats. Memento Mori is putting out the CD, Head Split Records is putting out the tape, and Boris Records is putting out the vinyl version on black or silver vinyl. Whatever works out physically for you, there's definitely a way to get a hold of it. So, again, the album is The Day That Death Prevailed by Cardiac Arrest. This is released on Memento Mori. Definitely pick this one out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very strong 9 out of 10. Another fantastic album in the Cardiac Arrest discography. One of the best death metal bands going today. So, if you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you think it compares to previous Cardiac Arrest releases. Or any of you guys into Cardiac Arrest, definitely let me know. I'm looking cool this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Armijo out.